evening. It's Saturday evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm just saying there, Tony was asking about Ballykeel. Tony, where were you last night? You can't miss a night on this here, because if you miss, you lose out. They were played last night. Absolutely were. Welcome to you all. Let's see who all we've got on board here. Willie McCluskey, Kenny Dummigan, Noel Stewart, Jim Elliott, Susan Stanfield McCann, Guy Brown, Joshua Morris, Lisa, Betty Parkinson. Oh my goodness, all the regular names there. Great to see you all in this evening. Now, where should we have been tonight? Oh, it's so sorry, I can't even see my screen there. I had to look right so I could click it. It's terrible. We should have been at parades, and it's getting harder and harder and harder every week. I don't know about you guys, but I am struggling every week. But this is keeping me sane. Hopefully it is helping towards keeping you sane, or at least as sane as some of you guys can get. Some of you guys, I don't think there was ever any sanity there to begin with, but hopefully this is helping a little bit. So tonight would have been the parade for Airdrie Grenadiers. So let's go straight over to Scotland. And this is them at the Larkhall Purple Heroes Parade. I think it's last year. And they're playing We Spot in Europe and then Copeland Road. Brilliant there from Airdrie Grenadiers. Really, really lovely playing. If you were with us last night, you missed, or if you missed last night, you missed a cracking. It was brilliant, I have to say. I so enjoyed it. Last night we did an oldies night. We had old videos, nothing after 1991. It was brilliant. We had there were just so many great bands. It was brilliant looking at the old style of uniforms and at the crowds and at the cars and at the tunes. And I mean, we played a a clip of Black Skull from 33 years ago playing the St. Louis Blue March, and I mean, it was as fresh as if they'd just done it yesterday. Absolutely brilliant. It is all on repeat. If you want to see it, you can see any of the previous weeks. Believe it or not, we've been doing this for 10 weeks. 10 weeks with our parades, and there's more to come. Oh, we're going to get through this together. We're going to get through this together. You can keep me buoyed up and I'll keep you buoyed up. Loads of ones coming in there tonight. Alan Porras is watching from Lisbon. Of course, there should have been a parade there this evening. We have a wee clip from Lisbon Accordion on there. Hi as well to Billy King. Hi especially to Angus in Corby Northants and Derek in Salt Courts. Thank you for watching in and tuning in. We hope you enjoy our wonderful, wonderful marching bands. Somebody did say, I can't remember who it was, Adele's in the hot tub. Thank goodness this isn't two-way vision. That's all I can say, Adele. Thank goodness for that. Who was it? I want to actually delete your comment so that Roy doesn't see it, because you said about make sure that there's plenty of blood and thunder on tonight. Can I just say that in the 10 weeks we've been running, we have covered 470 bands, and 200 of those have been blood and thunder. 200? You have nearly half of it. Let's go to another blood and thunder.
And it's still not enough. We should have a blood and thunder night, and that was on the mic.
Oh. No blood and thunder nights. He is campaigning for a blood and thunder night. Definitely not happening. Right. Ballysillin. Today should have been the memorial parade in Ballysillin. And of course, I always love getting up to watch that brilliant parade. I love being there. And of course, we weren't. So this is Ballysillin Volunteers Band in 2014, and they are playing, thank you to Lisa who has identified what they were playing, Loyal Heart, Hands Across the Water, and this is the year that the band reformed, which is why she chose this clip. Can I just say there are far too many of you agreeing with Roy. That will make him think that he has some validation for his suggestion.
100% validation, and I've even actually bowed and said that after a Blood and Thunder night, you can have a melody flute night, and you can also have an accordion night 3 weeks in a row.
Well, you see, I love all the genres, right? I particular favourite, obviously, for the silver, the melody and the brass and the jiggy blood and thunder and the accordion. Well, we're really kind of all of them. But I couldn't listen to a full night of any one genre because it's the mixture, I think, that makes it. It's the whole blend and the way they work in with each other and the way that the brass and the accordions play the same tunes, but they're different, and the way the flute bands are taking pop tunes. And I think it all works together. I don't think you can take one out on its own and just separate it. I still don't believe that. Stephen Carse has asked, and yes, of course, I will play the Flute Band Association one evening. Trust me, I go through all of the comments and do all of them and review all of them. And at the moment, I think of something like 218 requests for bands that we haven't played as yet. So we are getting through them all really, really slowly. Tonight should also have been the parade for, somebody just asked for Lambeg Drum Night. Tonight we should have been at Gold Springs True Defenders Parade, and this is them from Pride of the Shores Parade in 2019. Gold Springs there, playing well back in 2019 at Pride of the Shores Parade. And of course, the final parade this evening should have been down in Lisahally there. And we struggled actually to find clips of Lisahally. And some of the bands that we do struggle to find full clips. How Lisa found this one, I do not know, because I couldn't find any, but she found this one, which was absolutely brilliant. And this is Lisahally Accordion playing in 2017 at North Fermanagh Defenders Parade, or Young Defenders Parade. And they're playing a lovely arrangement of the Green Glens of Antrim. And honestly, there's no gin in sight tonight. Great there from Lisahally. So that would have been our 4 parades this evening or today. Ballymaconnelly Volunteers in the afternoon, Airdrie Grenadiers in Scotland, Gold Springs True Defenders, and Lisahally Accordion. But listen, they're going to be back bigger and better next year. We'll be able to go to them all and give them our support next year to make up for missing this year. It just is so hard, so hard. So last night we had our oldies night, which was great fun. I really struggled, I have to say, cutting down the number of clips. We ended up with over 2.5 hours, and it just went like that. It was such a good time. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And if you didn't, well, I had fun anyway. Like, I enjoyed it. Tonight is a repeat night. So what I normally try to do is to introduce you to bands you maybe haven't seen before, or play bands that I haven't featured before. And I'm trying, my goal is to play a clip from every marching band before this is finished, okay? But tonight, because some of the bands are, requested more often than others, what I'm doing is a repeat night. So these are bands that I've already played. They're not counted towards our figures or anything like that there. They are just, frequently asked for. We have done a repeat night already. So any bands that we've featured in a repeat night the last time, I'm not including in tonight, because I could play here for 24 hours and I still wouldn't cover all the bands that you guys are asking for. So there's a select number in each show, and I'm afraid I can't do anything more than that. So straight away to our first repeat one. Alan Knox has requested this band quite a few times, as have a few other ones, and it is Brit Flute Band. We're going to the melody for a wee quick jaunt to melody here, or our part. Brit Flute Band playing brilliantly and playing one of my favourite marches, Galante. fantastic. Really, really nice. And John China has said about how good the crowd are there. I mean, really good, healthy crowd there and extremely well behaved. You're right. It's definitely no Shaftesbury Square on the 12th day. Just want to say a quick welcome to Spiffy Steve and to James who are both watching from Canada. Lovely to have you with us. We hope you really enjoy. And I can say without fear of contradiction, you are going to be impressed and enjoy the quality of our bands. We've been doing this for 10 weeks. We've done 20 different shows. We have covered 470 bands, and there hasn't been a band on yet that I could fault the quality of in terms of musicianship, in terms of dedication, or in terms of performance. I mean, these guys are doing this week in, week out. They are fantastic. Yay, go us. Now, another band which is always very, very busy are the next one, Rascal Protestant Boys. They were requested by Fiona Young, William Reynolds, and of course our own Roy McPeak sitting there in the background in Ballymena. And this is them at Cloughfern Parade in 2019. Fantastic there from Rascal. And Donnie is back from Durban, South Africa. Hopefully you enjoyed it last night, Donnie, and you're back for more fantastic music from the marching bands of the UK. Somebody had made a comment there I wanted to pick up on. Yeah, Richard Lee says yes, that they are also all doing their bit. They are doing a fantastic job for charity, or for the NHS and for the care homes and all that sort of stuff at the moment in terms of donations and getting all the bits and pieces together and PPE equipment and you know, I just think it's amazing and such a credit to everyone. Now, the next band was requested by an awful lot of people. So Alison Annette from British Columbia in Canada requested this one, as did Elaine Walker, Dusty Edmond, Eddie Chambers, Robert Goldsmith, and Michelle Newell. Now, Michelle actually contacted me to say, did this band play Brooklyn Bell on the show? My son and I are having an argument and we can't agree. So Michelle, just to make sure that you won your argument, here are more Young Defenders at their own parade in 2019 playing Brooklyn Bell. fantastic, absolutely brilliant, superb playing there at their own parade last year, and glad you enjoyed Brooklyn Bell there, Michelle. A few others enjoyed it as well. One saying Raymond says it's a favourite tune of his. Really playing well. Billy McDonald had asked earlier on, had any luck with Agnes Street? I was just double checking, Billy. It's on my list. We haven't found a clip yet, but we are still continuing to look, so it definitely is on the list. Now, the next band. Before I play the next band, I'm going to play them for all the ones that I'd asked. But I believe there's a young gentleman out there who is having his 44th birthday on Monday. Now, I was told, Eddie Linus, that it was your 44th. I, however, find that very, very hard to believe. You either are a lot older than 44 or you had a hard paper round. So this is for anyone out there who is having their birthdays in the coming week. And Eddie, I hope you're enjoying your buckfast this evening while you celebrate your hard-won birthday. Roy, where is our happy birthday? Happy birthday, Eddie, and I'm not even going to tell you who told me, but you're definitely not 44. Anyone else who's having a birthday this weekend, do let us know and we'll give them a wee shout out. Now, the next band, Eddie, you're going to enjoy this one. That's purposely why I put you in front of this. This band was requested by Kyle Blair, Malcolm Steele, Dwayne Steele, David Harkness, Brian Davis. Now, this clip was shared on the internet last year, and within about a week, it had 16,000 views, 130 shares. It just exploded on the internet. And I think when you watch it, you'll see why. This is Drummer Hegels' Young Defenders in Coleraine. Now, this is just a clip off a mobile phone. Oh, no, it's not. Can we swap? Does that cost you? Because look, I've done all this build-up, Roy. The entire show is planned to precision. You know, we are totally professional here. There's never any mistakes. Folks, keep putting your requests in the comments. You can now see why I plan the show in advance, so that I'm not giving per Roy heartaches in there by just shouting out a band's name and saying, play this one. Like I've just done. This clip is from a mobile phone. It is dark at night. It is in Coleraine Town Centre. There's not really much of a crowd about neither, but the playing and the sound coming off the walls is superb. This is the Hegels playing Last of the Mohicans in Coleraine in 2019. Such a tidy, clean drum corps there. And the fluting's not too bad neither. Just needs, Raymond, if you're watching, just needs a wee touch of counter melody running through that wee end bit. Just bring the two themes together. But that's just my opinion. Like, what do I know? Now, I promise, Mother, I have had no G&Ts at all. None whatsoever. I don't even have a beer around me tonight, neither. I'm going to go to the clip now that we should have played next. This is for, let me just get up all the people who requested this band as well. Joy Cullen, you requested this band. Just bear with me while I scroll through. Joy Cullen requested it. And yeah, remember one week we had a young lady on the Lambegs, Jasmine. Jasmine is playing in this band, as is Reggie Cullen. And it is, of course, Cairncastle Silver Band. And this is them at the Black Saturday in 2015, playing wonderfully. Brian says, not bad. It only took you 36 minutes to get a silver band on. I do apologise, Brian. It's all these Blood and Thunder boys that would have been having parades tonight. I have to make sure and play them first. No, I honestly do have a structure for the show. So at the beginning of the show is all the bands who would have had the parade tonight. And then I, like alternate Blood and Thunder Melody, Blood and Thunder Accordion, Blood and Thunder Silver, Blood and Thunder Pipe, Blood and Thunder blah, blah, blah. And I have a structure for it. But when there's a lot of bands who would have been having their parade that night, then they obviously all go to the beginning of the show. So I have to shunt everything down a bit. So I do apologise that it took so long to get silver. I love the silver. Now, the other thing is, a lot of you are asking for Scottish bands. So yes, we are absolutely going to be having a full Scottish night. Absolutely. Our plans for July, now these may change, because if we get back out in the roads, you guys don't need me. You don't need me doing this. If we are back in the roads, I'm redundant. But if we're not, the plans at the moment for July are the 1st of July, we're going to be featuring all of the bands who have gone to the Somme and performed at the Somme, at either Ulster Tower, at Thiepval, Meningate, or anywhere we can get performances of them, basically. So that's going to be the 1st of July. The 4th of July is the one that we've taken that would have been one of the Scottish 12ths. Now, I know that there would have been some that weekend, some the following weekend, but because the following weekend also happens to be the 11th of July, we're going to save that for something else. So the 4th of July, we're going to do a Scottish 12th, and it's going to be nothing but Scottish bands. I know there's Northern Ireland bands, goes over to Scotland, but give the Scottish bands a night for a change. We're usually dominating these things. And then, of course, the 11th night, we'll have the normal shows in between the normal Friday and Saturday nights. And then on the 11th night, what we're going to do is we're going to do a Sash Bang sing-along. And what we're planning is to have all of the Old Orange songs that we all know, get the lyrics up on the screen for you all so that everyone can sing along. And I want to hear you singing. So if there's someone else in your house singing, I want you to record a clip of them and send them to us, just so we know that I'm not singing here on my own. And Roy will probably testify that I am singing. And then, of course, on the 13th, the Monday, it will be our 12th day. So we will be having our 12th parade. And I am compiling together all the bands that you have suggested and the clips that you suggested. It's going to be a long show, but it's going to be a good one. So we'll enjoy that there. 13th, then we're going to cover old Scarva parades as well. And then we're back into our normal Friday and Saturday nights. I am genuinely hoping that I don't need to do that. I genuinely hope we don't. But I'd rather we were safe and didn't rush back to parading than possibly spread this virus among our own community, because we need all the voters we can get. It's as simple as that. We can't kill them off with viruses. So now we are going to go to the accordion. It's been a while since we've had an accordion as well. This time, let me get this right, Ballymaconnelly Accordion Band for Joshua Morris up there in Cairncastle. And this is them playing True and Trusty. Lovely piece from an accordion band there. Really, really nice to hear True and Trusty. It used to be really popular with accordion bands. It's kind of fallen away a wee bit, but I think it should be brought back by every accordion band. Super, super piece. I'm just looking here to get the names of all the people that requested the next band. So Ross Bowen, Kyle Morrison, James Rankin, Aaron Sills, Gary Kinnear, and John China all requested Pride of Lagan Valley. So this is Pride of Lagan Valley at the East Belfast Protestant Boys Parade in 2019. just reading China says he must have been drunk when he requested that. Oh, dear Lord, the man is just wired to the moon. Pipe bands. Pipe bands we have some fantastic, we have the best pipe bands in the world, and we know it because we go over to the World Championships in Scotland every year, and at least half the prizes all come back to Northern Ireland. So we it's not an idle boast, we know that we have. And one of the best, obviously, is the next band, Field Marshal Montgomery. Now, the only complaint I have about pipes is when they start, they don't know when to stop. They're always tuning. Just get the thing on and just go with it. Stop all this tuning malarkey. But they are perfectionists. You have to give them that. They're perfectionists. They want it sounding perfect. So this is Field Marshal Montgomery at the 2019 British Championships in Paisley. I do believe they won with this performance. This is for Noel Morton, also for Gordon Corbett, who requested them, and the Gordon Corbett collection is now in a bookcase, all ready to be transferred onto digital, onto YouTube. So I just unplugged myself there. So it's all ready to go. But this is a wonderful selection from them. And what little I do know about the pipe band competing world is that they play a march, a strathspey, and then a reel, as far as I remember. So that should be what the three of these are, if what I was ever told was right. But there's no saying, they weren't minding me.
Valerie has pressed the wrong button and actually cut herself off the call. So you're stuck with me for a minute or two. So the next band up is Kilclooney. So isn't it? Just make sure. Actually loaded the video. Yes, Kilclooney Volunteers at Scarva. And I think Richard's two little nephews. Oh, we've got Valerie back again.
I pressed the wrong button. I went to unmute and I hung up instead. Sorry. There was a sweat broke on me.
Okay. It's okay. I have set the next video up as Kilclooney Volunteers.
Wonderful. Yes. So this one is from Scarva in 2019. Now, we were looking for Kilclooney because we wanted to show Richard's two nephews, John and William, who both do the drum major in front of it. And I'm fairly certain in this clip, taken by their own uncle, you can't even see them. But this is a fantastic clip of Kilclooney in Scarva. Must have been another clip I was looking at, Richard, because you can't see William and John on that one. Huge band there, but they always have a great big band out for the 13th in Scarva. Most people do, actually. For some reason, everybody just loves parading that. I love parading it. I've never been to watch it because I just couldn't cope with that at all. Just too many people in one small space. Just, no, couldn't cope with that. Now, the next one is, I have to say, it's a favorite clip of mine, and this one is especially for my Queen Amy in Coch, and maybe Denise as well there. Also, Anne Hyman and Ronnie in Portrush have asked for a little bit of this band, and Stevie Holland, if you're watching tonight again, you had asked for them last night. Hopefully you saw the really old clip of the Regimental Band that we played last night as well. But this is the UVF Regimental Band, and they are playing. I adore this march. It is Prussian Glory, and they play it superbly. I just love this clip completely. So this is the Regimental Band in, oh, it doesn't say, 2018 or 17, I think it was. It's not last year, that's for sure, but I think you'll enjoy this clip. Flawless, absolutely flawless. Nothing more you can say than that. Just absolutely flawless playing there. Now, where we're going to next, a little bit of Blood and Thunder. This is a really nice clip, actually. I really love this clip because for a change, the band is static. It's in one place. You get to see everything. You get to really hear the full tune. And this band was asked for by Darren Ogle, by Sam Walker, and Cheryl Chambers. Sorry there. Do you know something? I am going to go and get a bottle of beer because this is the first night I have done this without a bottle of beer or a wee gin or something sitting, and I'm making more mistakes than I did any of the other nights. I don't know what that tells you. But this is Pride of the Hill RAF Fryland, and they are taking part in the Tattoo in the Square in last year in 2019. Looks like a really, really great setup. Hopefully I'll get down when they have their next one. Some size of a band there, Pride of the Hill had out that night. Really big band and really, really great playing as well. Now, I have a wee secret to let you into. Well, it's not so much a secret, but maybe some of you haven't realised. In particular, Jake Steele. I can read the comments. I can see what you write. Which band was it? Because it's just her talking. I can just hear that. You were tagged in the regimental band. Somebody tagged you. Don't see it. If you missed it, then you just got me, I'm afraid. Sorry. Now it's time for a little bit of accordion. So one of the great bands that are on the road at the moment is, of course, Dunloy Accordion Band. But they're famed for their marches and the brass band marches that they've arranged, and rightly so. However, what they're also very, very good at is the Sabbath marches. Like the Sabbath parade, Sabbath morn, etc. And I thought it was nice to actually have a little clip of them playing one of one of that genre, just so that you can see the way that they can balance between the strictly marches and then also the hymns and the Sabbath parades, or Sabbath marches. So this is them playing at Dunachy's parade actually in 2019. So I hope you enjoy this little hymn. I think it's Sabbath parade actually. I think so. Oh, call me biased, but I think the band was much better that clip last night. It's a joke. It's a joke. Oh, for God's sake. Right. Scotland. We need to go to Scotland. This is Craigyhill True Defenders at their own parade in 2019. And Anna McCulloch, you asked for this, and hopefully you will enjoy. Williams, former US Marine in the state of Georgia, Southeast USA. Here, I have such an admiration for your love of your Scotland. I would love to visit one day. Keep on playing. Rich, thank you for joining us, and thank you also for your service in the Marines. We're not actually in Scotland. I know sometimes I am mistaken for Scottish. It's just my accent. And a lot of these bands, that particular band was from Scotland, and a lot of the bands that you'll see tonight are also from Northern Ireland, because we have a shared culture here across the UK, and we will see bands from Northern Ireland, from some even from the border counties as well of Southern Ireland, from Scotland, from England as well, and we'll try and feature some from further fields. So they're very, very similar to your regimental marching bands and your high school marching bands. Maybe not the same sort of size as the high school marching bands, but definitely every bit as good in terms of quality of music. And to prove that, I think the next band will absolutely do that for you, Rich, and I think you will really enjoy this one. This is William King Memorial Flute Band from Londonderry, and they are playing. This is a clip of them that the rest of us don't get to see, because the rest of us are all arriving for the main parade on Derry Day, but they are gearing up from the fountain from early in the morning. And this is a little clip of them in action first thing.
Man, by the centre, quick, march!
McDonald asked a question. Now, I'm not sure, are you being serious, Billy, or are you being sarcastic? Because you say that Blood and Thunder bands put the best players in the back row. Is that really the case in every band? I don't know. No, I don't know. Not sure. Not sure. Accordion, well, any accordion band that I was ever in, and that is English, Dunloy, Brunswick, Killycoogan. The parts, there's 5 parts in a part music accordion band. There's first, second, third, fourth, first, second, third, counter and bass normally on the road. And the way that it works is that the parts are spread throughout the band. So no matter where you're standing in the crowd, you should be able to access the full ensemble sound and hear the full parts. However, melody accordion bands, it doesn't really matter where you stand. Some people have their preferred positions. I hate being anywhere other than on the right-hand side of the band, just because I'm used to the sound coming from my left-hand side, and it's a personal preference. But it's very much up to each band. Every band's different. In the same way that I'm not sure all Blood and Thunder fat bands put their best players at the back neither. But just let them think that. If you're in the back row, you're one of the best players. Definitely are. Definitely are. Now, let's go to Scotland again. Last night, we featured a couple of bands playing the sounds of silence. So Lisa has found another one this evening from a band that has been frequently requested. This is Larkhall Purple Heroes, and they are playing Sound of Silence. Avon was asking why the drums were at the back of most accordion bands. There are some who have them at the front. I personally prefer them at the back because the accordion sound all comes from the front of the instrument. It's all from the grill, particularly on the right-hand side. And unless the players are playing the left hands, and with most part music accordion bands here in Northern Ireland, they don't tend to play the left hand, just purely because it's you get 1,000 different variations of the same thing, and the marches are very much geared towards, you know, like the silver band parts and all that kind of stuff. So the sound all comes from the front, and it mainly comes from the front right hand side. And if you had the drums at the front, as a band was approaching you, all you would hear is the drums, whereas the drums are an integral part of the score. I'm getting too technical here. It's just sounds better. Is that the better answer? Just sounds better, Yvonne. Take it from me. Sounds better. Now, talking of accordion bands, a young gentleman has been asking for this band for some time. So I had to make sure, we had played them before, so I had to make sure that they were included on a repeat show this evening. So Harry MacArthur, I know you're watching. You were definitely watching last night. I hope you're watching tonight as well. So this is the Queen Elizabeth Accordion Band, and this is them playing in Glasgow in 2010. Now, you remember I was saying just 2 seconds ago, the bands don't normally play the left-handed accordion. This band does. John China says that the people who walk in the back rows are ugly, or they walk in the back because they are ugly. China, you're going to start World War III. You really are. You're going to start World War III. Love all the wee bags. Even the men have the wee handbags. Absolutely brilliant. I'm taking that's for the music or whatever that may be. But that was played specially for Harry MacArthur. Harry, I hope you are watching. And you have been, Jordan, your grandson, told us that you had been you are a member for 70 years, joined the band at 3 and still walking with a side drum. So fair play to you. If we all gave the same service, we would be doing really, really well and have a lot of strong bands. Do you know, why do we retire? Why do we retire? Don't know. Anyway, this next tune, it's actually kind of 2 tunes. So Roy, play the whole of this clip, okay? Because it's just a great clip. And to be quite honest, it takes the whole of 2 tunes for you to be able to see the entire band. Framesy, as everyone will know, is someone that we lost from the band scene last July, very, very sadly and unexpectedly. But he did an awful lot of charity work in the years prior to it, and one of his biggest projects was the Brainwaves Protestant Boys, which after his passing they renamed to be Framesy's Protestant Boys. This is them in Downshires Parade in 2017, and the first tune they play is the Sash, but we definitely need to get the second tune to see the full band. Look at this for size of the band, and look at all the bands that were so good to take part in this charity event. brilliant clip, and very fitting memory of Framesy there, who did so much for Brainwaves charity. Now, we haven't had a silver band in a little while. What time have we got? Oh my goodness, we're coming to the end. We're coming to the end. So we definitely need to fit in a silver band. We have a couple other ones to fit in there that if I don't get fitted in, my life is not going to be worth living. So let's go quickly to the silver band. It is, of course, for Brian Emerson, for Myrtle Ryan, for George Mackenzie, Betty Parkinson, Cheryl Robinson. It is, of course, Ballyray Silver playing Death or Glory. What happened, Roy? Oh, I wonder it was the end of the video. Roy's computer threw a little bit of a hissy fit at the start of the Brainwaves clip. That's why we had to restart it. Technical difficulties. Now, our next band, Melody Band, for all of you Melody fans out there. We can't play one of the Cairncastle bands without playing the other. It would just start World War III, so we just keep things canny on this show. So this is for Julie Dodd, Trevor Annette, Hector Boyo, Tommy Andrews, all of whom asked for a little bit of Pride of the Ballinran. So Pride of Ballinran. There's no the in it, Valerie. There's no the. So Pride of Ballinran, and this is them at East Belfast Protestant Boys Parade in 2018. when I'm standing watching a parade, I don't like to see videographers walking in through the ranks. But then when you see how it looks in the video afterwards, it looks superb. And funny, that's the one thing that struck me based on the videos from last night, was just how much the video on us has improved. Now the fact that the guys all follow the bands for the full tune, so we get to hear the full tune. It's brilliant, and fair play to them all. And please go onto all their YouTube channels, subscribe, like their videos. They are forever adding. Even at the moment now that we're not actually parading, they're going through old tapes and they're uploading and just increasing what we have there. And without them, this would not be possible. So all of the names is listed at the end of the show. Please do go to their YouTube channels and give them a quick like. Now, the next band I had to slot in, or else my life wasn't worth living. So Toba and Donna, I hope you are both listening. This is for you, as well as Ian Holmes, Stephen Thompson, who all asked for a little bit of Ballymaconnelly Sons of Conquerors. Superb there from Ballymaconnelly, and I was just watching there just to see. Bap is a bit like our Eddie Linus. They're two bass drummers that I've never actually seen on the bass drum. So I don't actually know what they do the rest of the time. Just walk along beside the band. Now, let's move quickly. 2 more bands left. Who are they going to be? Well, the first one is going to be, it's going to keep Scott Clark and Paul Bickerstaff happy. Actually, Scott Clark has been very quiet 2 nights in a row. No comments for Ballymaconnelly Protestant Boys last night. None tonight. Is he not well? Has his internet been switched off? What is going on? But anyway, if he had been watching, he would enjoy this, as would Paul Bickerstaff, because we are going to play Cloughfern plus Protestant Boys. This is them playing the tune Lighthouse in Cairncastle in Black Saturday 2015. On to the last band, Alan Lowther. You were completely right. Thank you for joining us once again. We have to rush off because we've left Roy late for his next live show. He does another show. It's nothing to do with bands after this here, but all to do with vaping. Very bad habit, smoking. But thank you all for thank you all for joining us. He's muttering away here in the background. Thank you all for joining us once again. This is the 10th week. We have enjoyed it's honest to goodness, we don't know where the 10 weeks have gone. We'll be here until we get parading again. It's as simple as that, just to try and keep me sane and hopefully keep you sane. And please go on to the YouTubers and who have helped, without whom this wouldn't exist, and give them your support in terms of subscriptions and likes and watch the videos and so on. And as always, join us again next Friday and Saturday night at 8 p.m. We'll be back to our normal format. It's not going to be oldies. It's not going to be repeats. It's all going to be bands that we haven't played before. And I've got like 218 requests still to play through. So hopefully if your band hasn't been featured, it will be one of the ones next weekend's show. But I had to play this. This wasn't on our program, so I had to text Lisa in the background and asked Lisa, could you find this clip for me? Because God love him, he watches every week, and even though I have played his band before, he still complains that I haven't played his band. So you're all witnesses now. I have finally played once again East Belfast Protestant Boys, especially for China. See you all next week. Flutes to the Myth Boys, we're coming to the tune.
It was when England's glorious sun in 1688 was overcast with treason's cloud and popery stood elate, that up arose her Protestants, the peasant and the peer, and vowed the chain of perjure James that they would not dainty wear. They sought them out a prudent chief to guide their heart and zeal, to lead them on that victory might bless their flashing steel. And who so fit to guide that host in all its bright array as William, Prince of Orange, ere he landed at Torbay? Then up arose the mighty chief and left his native shore, and rode upon the stormy waves our freedom to restore. Upon his flag was blazoned forth, high fluttering o'er the main, that our religion and our laws he ever would maintain. 'Twas then in gallant style he stood upon the vessel's prow, with victory on his flashing sword and wisdom on his brow. And tens of thousands greeted him upon his natal day, when he, our glorious Orange chief, first landed at Torbay. Come, brethren of the Orange bond, a bond ne'er to be riven. Whene'er we give great William's name, a bumper must be given. For if you'd fire a feu de joie to him who victory won, come prime and load and see you get charge into your gun. The eloquence of bumpers full there's nothing can surpass. There's not expresses kindred soul like friendship's social glass. And thus we give our song and toast with 3 times 3 huzzah, the memory of King William and his landing at Torbay. The memory of King William and his landing at Torbay.